I have about 11 root gurus, and among these, the most important one is the generally known as Dampa Rinpoche, but his real name is Ngawang Lodro Nyingpo. He is from the Ngawang monastery. He is abbot, a great abbot, and he is my most important guru, because from him I received both Lamde, common and uncommon, and Vajrayogini, and the most important Sakya teachings I received from him. And he is very great. At that time, almost all the Sakyapas are his disciples. For instance, my own grandfather also received empowerments from him. Then my father, my uncle, and Darshan Rinpoche's father, everyone received initiations from him. And he was very great, not only very learned, but also a very highly realized spiritual master, and that he performed many great miracles, and he is a very, very great, genuine master. I think almost same as the earlier masters. There are many, many stories, but the most important thing is that he subdued very evil forces. There was at one time called very evil ghost who disturbs and harms many people, and he literally appears and takes people alive, etc. So evil one, that he destroyed this through his Mahakala meditations. I first met him in I think about early 50s. I specifically went to Ngawang monastery to receive teachings, and the first time that I met him, I knew that he was my karmic link guru, and that from whom that I should receive every teaching. And the first time that I received the common lamde, and limited people, and at that time I was very small, but I did manage to understand some parts. I received most important, the lamde common and uncommon entire teachings, and then also Vajrayogini circle of teachings, and many other initiations and empowerments. Then later he came to Sakya also. He came to Sakya and bestowed some of the teachings. Yes, my father, his real name is Ngawang Rinchen. He also is a great master, not only in learned, but also very highly realized, that he made some prophecies, predictions, like finding tulkus, and they were very, very accurate. I don't know these stories actually. I was too small when he passed away. I was very small. I don't remember very well. But I do remember my father very well, but I don't remember much of his activities. But then Dishnu Rinpoche, who is also one of my great guru, and he told me that he asked my father about where the two gurus are born, and then he very accurately written the father's name, mother's name, place, where born, when born, how it is born, etc. Everything in such a detail. And then also Deshe Rinpoche told me that we have one very important Manjushri statue that is said to be at the time Sakya Pandita was debating with the Hindu sadhus, the Hindu practitioners, Hari, and so at that time the statue was with him. So it's a very historically important statue. And when my father was doing meditation one day, this Manjushri statue become real life and make movements. And so then he stand up and did prostrations and did confessions. And then the Manjushri said that the word confession does not mean much, but main thing is that your own father, your guru, your father, as a guru yoga, that if you emphasize in guru yoga, and then if your mind and guru's mind merge together, is the best way of confessing. Yeah, all these stories actually I heard from others, but myself I only remember him. I do remember receiving Vajrakilaya initiations from him. Otherwise, I don't remember. My father is very good in making things with his hands. So he used to make with the dough. He made animals and peoples and gave us to play. Yes, Deshe Rinpoche lived a long time in our palace, especially when my father went for pilgrimage to India. Deshe Rinpoche was with us whole time, and so he gave every week one long life initiation and one bathing rituals, washing rituals. And so from very young age that I was with Deshe Rinpoche, and so we know him very well. He is also very great, not only learned but also highly realized beings. But at that time I'm very small, so I don't remember very much. But then later in America I had the good fortune to receive the entire transmission of Sakya Kabum, Sakya Canon, and also Khenchen Koran Jampa's Kabum in Vancouver and in the United States. And so at that time, of course, he told us many stories about his own gurus and his own activities. And he's an amazing guru because he remembers everything, not only the historical facts, but also even the ordinary families' stories also he remembers. He is a very great, and he is generally, of course, very knowledgeable in every field, but especially the historical facts that he does not need to check with the books. He knows everything by memory. Yes, one other important guru is Dampa Rinpoche's heart disciple, Khangsar Shabdrung. His real name is Ngawang Tenzin Nyingpo, from whom I received the entire collection of sadhana. He is very great master, especially he is very great devotee to Dampa Rinpoche, and that whenever he gives initiations that he need to recite the lineage guru's names, and when it comes to Dampa Rinpoche's name, he could not utter and he kept silence, and he's crying. Always he could not really say the name of the Dampa Rinpoche. He's a great devotee. And another very important my guru is abbot of the Sakya monastery called Khenchen, Dorjechang, Jampa, Jampal, Zangpo, from whom I received again Lamde, entire Lamde teachings, and he also taught us many other things, many other teachings. He is my grandfather's heart son, and he is very great. Sometimes they say that he rubs his robe on his head and he cries. So that must be that he must have a very great some kind of experience. When you do some certain meditations, that if your inner letter of the lower arms kind of disappears, then you have the experience of hell realms and so on. So he must have something like that. And when you have such things, such person will never go to the lower realms. So that's for certain. So that kind of experience, the great Lama Sakyapa's disciple had such experience. So he also must have such experience, because sometimes he cries like this. But generally he never tells his own qualities. He always hides his own qualities, and he never tells about his own qualities.